Today, let's focus on the three important tasks from PTE academic listening that many students underestimate. But these can slightly affect your score if not handled properly. So, we are going to break down the task structures, exact exam expectations, smart strategies, and how to think during the exam, not just what to do, but how to think under pressure. So these are the three tasks that we are going to explore: summarize spoken text, MCQ multiple answer, and MCQ single answer. Okay, so the first one that we are going to talk about is summarize spoken text. The task structure is you need to listen to an audio, usually 60 to 90 seconds, and you get 10 minutes to write your answer. You must write one single sentence, and the word limit is 5 to 75 words. So, that sentence rule is extremely important. You can write up to two sentences, but remember not to exceed more than two, okay? And don't try to complicate yourself. Got it? So here, what is being tested in this task, summarize spoken text, is not just listening. You are being tested on your listening comprehension, note taking skill, grammar, and sentence control. So this is actually a high weight integrated task. Now, I'm just going to give you a few strategies for this task. The first step for this one is during listening. Don't try to write full sentences when you're taking notes. Try to write just the keywords, main ideas, connectors, and cause, effect, contrast. And the second one, you have to identify the structure. So try to ask yourself what is the main topic, what are the key supporting points, and build one complex sentence. So let me play an audio for you for this summarized spoken text. Listen carefully and try to take notes so that you can come up with your own summary.
Urban expansion has become one of the most significant drivers of environmental transformation in the modern era. As cities grow, natural landscapes are often replaced with infrastructure, leading to habitat fragmentation and a decline in biodiversity. Moreover, increased population density results in higher energy consumption, which in turn contributes to rising greenhouse gas emissions. While technological advancements have enabled more efficient resource management, these solutions are often implemented unevenly across regions, creating disparities in environmental impact. Additionally, urbanization places pressure on water resources, as demand frequently exceeds sustainable supply levels. However, some cities have begun integrating green infrastructure, such as urban forests and sustainable drainage systems, to mitigate these effects. Although these initiatives show promise, their long-term effectiveness depends on consistent policy enforcement and public participation.
Okay, so this is the audio, right? Now you need to write the summary. Remember the tips that I have given you. You need to cover the main idea. So I hope that you have identified the main idea from this audio and try to include the key points and try to use complex structure. Got it? Now let me give my response here. Urban expansion significantly impacts the environment by causing biodiversity loss, increasing emissions, and resource pressure. Although sustainable solutions like green infrastructure may reduce these effects if effectively implemented. So, if you see this response, this one covers the main idea: urban expansion impact, and also it has included the key points like biodiversity loss, increasing emissions, resource pressures. Then the contrast also explained here, right? Using the complex structure. Although sustainable solutions like green infrastructure may reduce these effects if effectively implemented. Got it? So everything is given here. Suppose if you are giving your response as like cities are growing and causing many problems, but some solutions are also there. No, that's very vague and you will get less scores because that's a weak answer, right? Because when you are giving these type of responses, you are not mentioning the problems very clearly. Your problems mentioned are too vague, right? And you did not use any academic vocabulary and you have missed the key ideas. So if you're trying to give just a common thing, saying like cities are growing and causing many problems, but some solutions, you're not giving any specific details, right? So key ideas are missing, structure is missing, academic vocabulary are not there, and your entire content is too vague and you will lose marks. Got it? Now let's move on to the next task, multiple choice, multiple answer. Okay, this is one of the most dangerous tasks in listening because you can lose marks for wrong answers. So the structure here is you need to listen to an audio which is for 90 to so the structure is you need to listen to an audio 40 to 90 seconds and question plus multiple options you'll be getting. More than one answer is correct. And remember here negative marking applies. So you have to be really careful. Got it? What is being tested is deep listening skill, yes, and your ability to identify multiple correct ideas and avoiding traps, right? If you want to identify one correct answer, that would be little more easier, right? Comparatively identifying more answers. So this is a little difficult for you. You need to pay attention to the strategies that I'm going to give you. Step one is read the question first, and then you have to understand what exactly are they asking. And step two, don't try to match options immediately. Instead, you have to focus on the meaning. You have to identify the key points, not only the options. And evaluate options carefully because each option must be clearly supported, not just mentioned, right? When you see an option, okay, it is given there, it came in the audio, so I'm just checking that. No, it should be clearly supported with the evidence. Got it? And I'm just going to give you the critical thinking rule. Mentioned means not the answer. Yes, just because something is said doesn't mean it answers the question, right? So let me play an example audio for you.
Marine ecosystems are undergoing rapid changes due to both natural and human-induced factors. Rising ocean temperatures have led to coral bleaching, a process that weakens coral structures and disrupts marine biodiversity. Additionally, overfishing has significantly reduced fish populations, affecting the balance of aquatic food chains. Pollution, particularly plastic waste, further exacerbates the situation by introducing toxins into marine environments. While conservation efforts such as marine protected areas have shown some success, enforcement remains inconsistent. Scientists emphasize that a combination of policy intervention, public awareness, and sustainable practices is necessary to address these challenges effectively.
Okay, so that's all about the video. And the question here is which factors are contributing to the decline of marine ecosystems? And you have the options here. Now it's time for you to find out the answers. Let me give the correct options because here multiple choice, multiple answers, more than one answers, right? So option A, C, and D. Let me tell you why. A, if you see, it has clearly stated, right, the temperature that gives coral bleaching, isn't it? And C, overfishing, that is explicitly mentioned in the audio. And D, plastic pollution directly linked to the damage. But B is nowhere mentioned. That's a trap. And E also not discussed as a cause. Got it? So A, C, D are the correct options. Now let's move to the third task, multiple choice, single answer. So this looks easier, but you should not underestimate it. Okay. The task structure is the audio plays only once and one correct answer, no negative marking. So here the main idea understanding is being tested and of course the detail recognition. Got it? And they also test your ability to avoid distractors. So here some important strategies that I want to tell is read question before audio because you should know what to listen for and listen for the main idea. Don't get lost in details because here they most of the times they ask for the speaker's main point. Okay, so don't get lost in minute details and eliminate wrong options, which is very important. And Trap alert here is options may include words from the audio but wrong meaning. So that we call it as a keyword trap. You have to be aware of that. Okay. Let me play the audio for this one. Multiple choice, single answer.
The Industrial Revolution marked a turning point in human history, fundamentally altering production processes and economic structures. Mechanization allowed goods to be produced on a much larger scale, reducing costs and increasing accessibility. However, these advancements also led to significant social challenges, including poor working conditions and urban overcrowding. Over time, reforms were introduced to improve labor rights and living standards, shaping modern industrial societies.
Okay, so for this one, let's move on to the question. So the question is, what is the main purpose of the lecture? And you can see the options here. And let me reveal the correct option. Option B. The reason is it covers both, right? Development and the impact, both positive and negative. If you see the option A, that is too narrow. And option C, it's only one part, okay? And D, nowhere discussed. So option B is the correct option. So that's all for today's video. Kindly like, share, and subscribe for more PTE academic tips. See you in the next video. Bye bye.